Round one. Let's see what this junk can do. Crap out on us by the looks of it. I'm gonna mulligan. And we have a dagger, but we're gonna be hurting without green. I'd rather just. This is a little better. I think this deck can afford to mulligan. It was kind of sad seeing a travel prep and not being able to play it, but we have a turn 2 play. That's not an equipment. And the red deck stumbles. Lead with the Dryad. So this is going to be my deciding draft to see if crap green white is always decent with travel preps. I feel like it could be. Should have hated it. What was I thinking taking Lost in the Mist? I'll see if he trades. I don't really want to use my Ambush Viper on the Neonate. I want to get my Lumberknot out there, and I think I'd trade my Dryad for it on the next crack. I want to get my Lumberknot going as soon as I can. So taking 2 here isn't the worst in the world. Maybe he's going to play his Chosen of Markov. I just got to look out for Tribute of Hunger. I think we saw 2 of those go around, which would certainly take care of Lumberknot with our current play line. Because I'm planning on trading next turn, unless he decides to flip it. And I'm going to keep my Ambush Viper as a trick. I'm pretty sure he'll make a 4/4 next turn. Yeah, I want to get my Lumberknot going. And then we'll have 2 spells for next turn lined up. So I'm going to sit back, and I hope he just makes himself a 4/4. I'd rather not trade for fear of the Tribute to Hunger. So I'm really hoping he gets a nice 4/4 here. Alright. That's kind of a bummer, but I can live with it. Yeah, that's perfectly fine. Alright, he's getting crazy with it. So yeah, let's get the... Well, this is actually kind of interesting. We could play Cathar. Yeah, I think I might like that a little better. My thinking is I can play Cathar to... Well, I guess I'm losing. I want to kill the Neonate in this, so I want to Ambush Viper here. I can play Cathar, sack it, make this guy 4/4 to kill the Neonate. It requires a lot of cards and basically goes 2 for 2, but he had an aura, so it's kind of like we're not losing any real advantage. Otherwise, I'm going to take this, and it's going to be a 4/3. And this is going to be... This will die and this will die, so it'll be a 4/4. So it'll be a turn. Yeah, I think I just want to take care of the Neonate. It bothers me that I have to. That this bad card can become an issue. But unchecked, it can win a game. Takes a lot of jukes, removal, and resource like devotion to get it going, but alright, this guy is getting crazy aggressive. So hopefully we can ambush here. He doesn't have a Geist Flame, and doesn't have the mana for the victim. So put Viper on here, Lumberknot on the Neonate, sack the Cathar. We're going to be behind on cards, but we'll have board presence with the Lumberknot. So he doesn't have the mana for the Tribute to Hunger, so we'll play our Elder and be good there. And hopefully flip the Elder and get some card draw off it and even up our hand. But this went to plan. And he has no tricks, so Lumberknot's going to get huge. This deck is certainly feeling like a Lumberknot deck. That makes me feel good. I have no follow-up. That's great. I'm happy with taking one a turn. We'll just tuck that land in our hand for now. And go to town. So after this, 2 more turns, if he's got nothing. Either way, I think I'll be flipping my Elder next turn, unless we get a travel prep or something sick. So we gotta dodge Tribute plus another removal spell. Lumberknot should carry us to victory. And if he doesn't, I think we're screwed. But a 6/6 hexproof, I think can get there. Oh, mana's tapping. Alright. As long as he doesn't have a sack effect, I'll be okay with that. He paid 3 mana to do 1 damage to us. Unless he's got some more tricks. Well, I can't say I agree with this play. I mean, it would have been much better to wait a turn for us to flip it. Maybe he's got another one. I think that's the first time I've flipped the old lady. I suppose that's decent. But we're going to draw a card regardless. Otherwise he dies. So he's going to go to 1. I'll play that after combat. All good things are happening. That's nice. That's a card I like to see. So we got a chump blocker for haste, plus Briar Pack in the hand, just hanging out. He doesn't have enough for Alpha Brawl. Alrighty. Time to board. I guess I'll give him a good game if he's waiting on it. Okay. I would have chose not to show my opponent a Brimstone Volley, but that's okay. So, saw no real flyers, didn't see a spirit, didn't see much of anything we needed to change out. We'll keep the build as is. No real call for a black splash. I think I'll just try to keep the deck consistent. And this is not the hand I like to see. If we don't get a land on turn 2, we fall behind pretty quickly. I think it's just best to mulligan. And I don't like going to 5, so now we'll take the risk. Primarily off the back of the travel prep. He does have a lot of removal, sadly. So this goes a little bit down in value. I guess he didn't have a lot of removal. Hit a victim we saw. And a Brimstone Volley. Hopefully green mana. It'd mean the world to me. Get there! Perfect. So we can Viper at his end step, travel prep on our turn. And we have a moment to save a dude. Although I think I'd let Doom Traveler die. Alright, that's fine. So we're going to hit him for 5. Hopefully he doesn't have Rolling Tembler. It's a little shitty that we're going to be putting travel prep on our Doom Traveler. And not when he flips for a spirit. But when you can get in for 5 on turn 3, I think you just have to do it. And having a 4/3 Death Touch Snake, I think could do good things for us. I think it's very few times I would main deck a Curse of the Pierced Heart. He could be just low on playables. We're gonna moment this turn probably. Well, now it's a question of not to whether play Lumbernut. Do we want to trade a Snake or a Doom Traveler? Yeah, I think we do. Lumbernut's good. And I think I'm okay with trading one of these dudes. Probably the Snake's gonna go bye-bye. But I want to get into 2 damage, keep his board relatively low, get Lumbernut going, or just hit him for another 5. I can go for that. We blow through our hand pretty quickly, but I'm really liking Lumbernut in this deck. I feel safe and secure when he's on the board. I used to hate this card in Triple Innistrad. Felt like he was too slow. But now there's just so much token generation. Okay, dude's got some tricks. So we can just attack for 5 again and play a Morbid Bear. Or we can travel prep plus moment. But all our stuff's gonna die anyway. I think we just bank on his trick. Something's gonna die here, and I'll be fine with it. And if nothing dies, then I think I'll just let this trade. mean, if we had 5 mana, I could moment it, but I think I'm fine with just getting our Lumberknot up there. So in one fell swoop, Lumberknot becomes a 5/5 with the help of the old Grizzly. It's hard to play this Uvenwald Bear anything but green-white. He's so good here. Lumberknot's a wrecking ball. Our poor opponent must be just looking at garbage. So we'll travel prep next turn. Probably get a bigger bear. In moment. He has to block the lumber. I think he just dies then. Oh no, he's going to gain a little life. Gains 2, but then we get a spirit and a +1/+1 counter. I think that does nothing. 6, 7, 8, 9. Don't we have to play a trick? Alright, so a good showing of round 1 for the jank green-white. We'll see if crap can get there in round 2 as well.